Good morning. We're here back at the World Conference of Trade and Investment Promotion Organizations here in Paris, France. And we have a very exciting meeting going on, hosted by the International Trade Center in Business France. And we've just completed a panel session on digital technologies and what does that mean for trade promotion enterprises and how they relate to their clients. I have here with me Daniel Küng, the head of Switzerland Global Enterprise, who moderated a very interesting session and is going to tell us about the key takeaways.
Thank you very much. The first, I think, takeaway is that we see that there are lots of new tools arising. Technology is really going ahead in big steps. We had over the past 30 years we managed to get about half the world population on internet. Took us 30 years. It's going to take 5 years to get the second half. So we're in an incredible speed. We have technological solutions which we have to incorporate in our world, in our work, in order to fully address the new demands and the requests of our clients. First of all, use these tools. Secondly, embrace what's happening and don't try to build protective walls when the winds blow, but rather windmills. I think this is really important. Thirdly, we have to be aware that the new generation, they want their information 24/7.
Exactly.
And they want them 365 days a year. We have to digitize it, we have to automate it, we have to put it at their disposition when they want it. They're not waiting till our offices are open. And in turn, this allows us to take the resources and put them into the person-to-person business, which will still be required, but which will change in form. And this brings me to the next takeaway: we have to adapt. We have to adapt in skills, we have to adapt our systems, we have to adapt the tools we use, and we have to become much more an orchestrator than a solo player. We have to involve all the actors in our ecosystems and together provide solutions for our clients.
That's not always very easy though, is it? The mindsets and the skill sets, for example, are one challenge. What about using partnerships? You had people like Google on your panel. How does that work? What's the best way to go forward with that?
Well, the best way is to check them out. What are they actually doing? Get in touch with them. Explain them your problem, which actually they already do it in an automated way by crawling your web page and finding out exactly what you're doing. But you explain it to them, you tell them where you want to go, and you see what you can develop together. We did this approach with Google, but with other companies as well, and we have always found open doors.
And what would you say is your value added and the value added of a company like Google?
I think everything which is information-based can be put at disposition of the clients in a digital way, because it's information. As soon as we talk about specific issues, you need a person-to-person contact. It's the same way, look, when I'm here in Paris, when I walked through the city 10 years ago, I saw many travel agencies. When we used to travel, we used to go in these travel agencies, sit down at the desk, talk to the people, which country, which hotel we would take these big booklets home and make a cross at the hotel we wanted and go back to the agency. That has completely changed. Nowadays, we use Booking.com, we use Expedia, we do it at home at 10 o'clock at night or between the soup and the meat, whenever we want to do it. And with trade promotion, it's exactly the same thing. Whatever the client wants to have of information at the time he wants to have it, we have to put at his disposition. If we don't, you won't find us anymore, as you do not see many travel agencies anymore nowadays.
And I think you can also use technology to emphasize strategic directions that you think are important for society. And I see you're also you're using technology for clean tech. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I think at the end of the day, it's about more sustainability. It's about growth. It's about values which we have to bring over, and technological solutions are a tool which we cannot left aside there.
And so you're working with companies in Switzerland, you're providing them information. How is that working?
Well, yes, first of all, we're working with technological companies to elaborate the tools we need. Although more and more I also get to the conclusion, what we heard today in this panel, that tools are available basically, and we should not spend our efforts in developing our own tools.
Customize.
We should rather include those that exist. And they enable even smallest company then to be successful in their endeavors. So this is certainly one thing. The other thing is then to really prepare for those questions where the client needs a person-to-person contact. To come back to my example with the travel agency, when you want to climb Kilimanjaro, you go and talk to somebody who tells you how much weight you should take along and how you should prepare yourself. So we will still be needed, but our tasks will change, and we have to prepare our organizations for this changing task.
Right, so you've heard it here, be fast, be flexible, and collaborate in order to be more competitive. And we'll continue the conversation at this conference today.